Gold is getting kicked in the nuts today. People are panicking. Is the gold trade over? What do we do now? Relax. We are getting to the buying opportunity we have all been waiting for weeks. And the reason is Donald Trump. Let's talk about it. Happy Monday and welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days and weeks. Let's jump right into the charts because it's not pretty what we're seeing in gold and in all commodities. Look at the gold charts. This is a nasty candle. We are breaking down in gold, but as you can see, we have two levels. The first one is this zone right here around 2605 to 2585, but the real big one obviously is this double support zone coming from the medium term uptrend, the yellow line, and the horizontal support zone, the old all-time highs that we finally broke out in September. To get back here, testing this double support zone is a classic retrace of the breakout that we saw in September. Typical textbook technical behavior, and that would be the ideal opportunity to buy gold, the gold miners, because GDX, GDXY all down 5-6%. Here's the junior gold miners ETF. If this breaks, as you can see, this short term or medium term uptrend, the green line, we are going for gap fill right here. This is freaking people out. They are looking for the reason, and the reason for all this is the US dollar. This is the US dollar, and you see the surge that has been happening in the dollar since election and since Trump's and the Republicans' decisive victory. The dollar has been on a tear. I'm in New York right now. I'm hurting. I'm telling you. This is the dollar against the euro. I'm paying more right now, and as if New York is not expensive enough. But look at this. The dollar on a tear since November 6th, so last Wednesday, day after the election. Right here, November 6th. See this breakdown in gold? This is exactly when the dollar started to surge. So this is what this is all about. This is about dollar strength. But look at the longer term chart in the dollar against the euro. And you can see we are running into a major resistance zone. Look at all the blue resistance lines that we have here. We're going to go all the way back to 2017 and further back. Let me go to the weekly just to show you how significant. Look at this. This goes all the way back to 1988. So there wasn't even a euro back then. They just calculated back. As you can see, this is a significant resistance zone, as it is highly unlikely that the dollar will break through here. We only had one breakthrough that was right here. As you can see, this was on the heels, obviously, of the situation that happened in Europe with the breakout of the Russian-Ukrainian war and people fleeing into the dollar. Any other time, this resistance zone has led to a sell-off in the dollar. We saw it here, we saw it here, we saw it here. So this is important for us to understand. If we want to look at gold, and by the way, silver not down as much as you would think on a day when gold is getting absolutely slapped around. Why is that? Because silver is the hybrid. It has an industrial component to it. It's a precious metal, but it's also an industrial metal. And obviously now people are expecting the US economy to pick up with Trump pumping money into the system. So this is a pure gold dollar play. That means the second we see a trend reversal in this resistance zone, may it be in these first two blue lines or in this medium resistance zone right here, that's when gold will start to turn. That's what you need to look at. You don't even need to look at the gold chart. You should, right? Because you want to keep this zone right here, this double support zone that we talked about. You want to keep an eye on that. That is the major buying zone. But the second the dollar is going to turn, that is when gold will starting to turn. We are already seeing that riskier assets are starting to pick up, like the cryptos. So that means if gold starts to turn, then the miners will start to turn. Their risky assets, especially the juniors, and then in the second level, the explorers will profit from lower interest rates and easier money. M&A deals, financing, all these things are really important for the boom market in the miners. Remember, a lot of the narrative and the fantasy of upside potential is based on takeovers, mergers, and buyouts of these small explorers and the smaller junior companies. So we need that in the market. We haven't had it for a long time. So this will all happen under Trump. He will increase spending. That will increase inflation. That's good for the gold market. But one thing that the market right now is not taking into account is that Trump has always been, you can say about him whatever you want, he has always been a big proponent of a weaker US dollar. And if the US dollar weakens, what happens? Exactly. The gold price is going up. We know this is going to happen, right? If you look at the news that are coming out of Washington, everybody's saying the first two things that the Trump administration will focus on is tariffs on Chinese products and obviously the immigration issue. Now, alongside the tariffs for Chinese products, Trump's clear belief in a weaker dollar will come into play, and it'll take more center stage in the market, and that is when the gold price will turn. So this is not the end of the gold rally. It's funny, every time we have a bull market, then we have a little bit of a bigger correction, people freak out and say it's the end of the market. Just think about the times that has happened with Nvidia, with Microsoft, right? With Amazon in the past years. With gold, it's the exact same thing. We saw it with Bitcoin, right? I've been telling you for months that the correction is not the end in Bitcoin, and now Bitcoin is breaking out and everybody's partying. We will see the exact same thing in gold. This is the buying opportunity that we have been waiting for. I am smiling ear to ear. What am I doing right now? Am I buying right now? No. What I'm doing right now is I'm doing my homework. I'm sitting down and I'm writing down all the mining stocks that I want to buy. What levels do I want to buy them at? The mining stocks that I don't have enough information about, I'm doing my homework. So that when gold comes down to the double support zone that you saw earlier, which is the perfect buying opportunity. And if you're not invested in gold at all, I highly suggest that you buy in two steps. The first one being at 2,600, just in case it just turns there already. And then you buy the second half at the double resistance zone. Let me show it to you again so you know what we are talking about. it is this double support zone around 25.30. So that's about a solid $75 away, and that's when we get into the gold market, because the gold rally is not over, and Trump's way to support the US economy is positive for gold. That's it for today. I wish you a great start to the week. Talk to you later. Bye bye.